Yeah, my name's Roland Sands. I'm, I guess I'm a washed-up motorcycle racer. Been riding motorcycles since I was a kid, you know, and started racing when I guess I was 19 when I started road racing. And I used to train a lot on flat track bikes. And really, not like large flat track bikes. I never raced flat track. I was always a road racer, but I used to train on XR100s. Like we used to go out to a place called Ken Maley's Ranch. Ken Maley is one of the OG guys who made steel shoes. And he made steel shoes for like a lot of the hot shots back in the day. And we got a chance to go out there and ride at Ken Maley's Ranch and like go around circles on XR100s on a little speedway track, smash into each other, and it was a really cool time in my life because I learned how to control a motorcycle, you know, really for the first time. I mean, being on a road race track is one thing. I raced out at Willow Springs for a long time, and it's the fastest road in the West, average 100 miles an hour. So you're not getting a lot of chance to understand what a bike does when it gets sideways. You're just kind of dealing with it afterwards. So when you're riding an XR100, particularly on a little short track, you're learning everything about the motorcycle. You're learning how to ride in close proximity to other people, you know. And we would go out there and ride like 8 people deep and just smash into each other. And it was like foot pegs and spokes. And the end of the day, it would be like everyone's spokes are broken off of their wheels and foot pegs are smashed, and you know, you got rubber up the side of your entire bike. And it was like times like that for me where I was just like, this is riding. This is what it feels like to really ride a motorcycle and do it close. And when you're getting it, like when you're getting so crossed up and in so much trouble in close proximity to other people, you kind of, A, you realize how sketchy it is, and B, you start to be okay with that. I think I started training at Maley's when I was like probably 22. And you know, that was from like the whole time that I was road racing, really. I mean, from 22 to 29, I was riding XR100s. You know, not really anything outside of that, because Ken's was so placed. Ken Maley's Ranch was, you know, 30 minutes from my house. So we would just jump in the van, throw the bikes in, and go ride XR100s and go smash into each other for an hour and then head back home. So it was like, just kept your mental game on. And when I started, I guess, riding hooligan bikes, like it really transferred. Like my memory just went back to days of riding flat track, days of riding the XR100s. And so we started riding hooligan bikes out at Harley night at Orange County Speedway. We started riding Softails. But we would go, I think I went to the race one time and it was like, whoa, these guys are racing Harleys out here? And it would be dudes who rode their baggers in. There'd be one guy there on an old XR 750. One dude riding an old hashed out Sportster, dudes on choppers, you know, a couple dudes on mini bikes at the back of the field. And it was like, there'd be 4,000 people there, you know, to watch, because Speedway was happening at the same time. But the Harley thing ended up being like this cool show. And we started riding. I built a Softail. I went and bought an old beat up Softail and threw a flat track tire on the back and a motocross tire on the front with ape hangers. And that's what I first rode. And it was so much fun, dude. Like being that sideways on a Softail, to me, in my head, I'm going, dude, nobody rides bikes like this out here in the way that we're riding them. So it became that. It was like, how sideways can we get? How much fun can we have? How hard can we ride these bikes that aren't supposed to be ridden on the dirt? Pro racing's pro racing, you know, and you're always going to get the best of the best at pro races. And that can often lead to like some of the best racing you've ever seen. It can also get a little boring at times, you know, guys out front, the best guys out front, they figured it out, they're gone. Hooligan racing usually ends up being a freaking barroom fight. The smaller the tracks, the gnarlier the race. You never know who's gonna win. A lot of times it's luck. You know, guys are smashing into each other. They're riding heavy bikes. They're on short tracks. So it's always, I think, very, very entertaining. And I know for myself, like I'm watching the races and I get excited and I get pumped up. And I've been watching racing in every style my entire life, from MotoGP races to speedway to supercross, outdoors, boat racing, F1 cars, like all of it. And I get like emotional when I watch these guys ride, because I know they're not supposed to be going as fast as they're going on these bikes, and they're pushing so hard, they're so sideways, but yet they're going so fast and they're doing it so well. So I think it's just a really cool thing, regardless if you're supposed to be doing it or not. Hooligan bike is a 750cc and up street bike, not a motocross bike, a street bike with flat track tires, no front brake, stock frame, 19-inch wheels front and back, don't have flat track tires. You know, make sure you get your handlebars in a good position where you're comfortable, foot pegs that work right, you know, take off the front brake and send it. The Superhooligan, it's about racing where you don't think racing belongs on bikes that don't belong on a racetrack. There was a lot of guys that were like, Hooligan Racing is like Harley only. And I was like, we want to grow the sport. We want to do something cool, and we need to involve all the manufacturers. So we said, well, we'll just call it Superhooligan, and we're going to open it up and let everyone ride. I'm excited to see new people coming into the sport, and to see that Hooligan Racing has like created this like draw for new people to the sport. I don't think we originally thought it was going to do that. But it has, you know, it's the accessibility of the bikes, but it's also like, you know, you're in your garage creating a race bike, you're building a race bike. That's something. Before you even get on the racetrack, you've already accomplished something huge, you know? And it's the decomposition of this standard street bike into a race bike that is like the coolest thing to build anyway. Building race bikes is just cool. That's always been my passion. So having people enter into, maybe they're, for the first time they're building a bike, and for the first time they're racing it. And you are right in the heart. You're in the main vein of motorcycling at that point. The main vein. There's no quicker way to get to it.